Hey everyone, it's Austin Solomon, the Solomon Group at Coldwell Banker, doing a quick market update video. It is June 3rd. Three things that I'm going to cover today. Number one, the market in Marathon County. Number two, Austin's top tip for buyers and sellers. And number three, where I expect the market to go in the near future and further out. So number one, market in Marathon County. Right now, there's 371 homes that are on the market. 71% of those homes are under contract, leaving 109 of those homes that are available for someone to buy, right? So 7 out of 10 homes that you see online, if you're looking through Zillow, Realtor.com, or our website or wherever, right? 7 out of those 10 homes have accepted offers on them. A buyer has made an offer, the seller accepted it. They're working towards closing, leaving 109 homes for people to shop with. So the good news is that since March and February, quite a few more homes have came on. Back then, the market inventory is around in the mid 200s. Now we're in the 370, which is great, but still not enough supply to meet the growing demand for homes. So in February, March, and April, the market was hot. Buyers were paying a lot over asking price, etc. Now people are doing even more extreme things to get their offers accepted. Some of the best offers I've seen as an agent in my 5.5-year career, I've seen in just the last couple of weeks. Crazy offers. So again, what that stems from is if you have 5 to 10 buyers for every one house and only one party can get that home, naturally you're going to have buyers that are competing for that home, right? They're going to put their very best foot forward. A lot of times you hear the term bidding war. I don't necessarily like that term, but a lot of people use it. Essentially, people aren't really bidding. They're just saying, hey, there's 10 offers in, you put your very best foot forward down, right, in the form of an offer. And if you have the best offer, the seller will take it and you get the home, right? So why are the prices going up? Because there's lots of demand for homes and buyers understand that they have to compete in order to get their offer accepted. It's not uncommon for homes to sell 15 to 20, 25,000 over asking, and then for buyers to get creative on their terms, waiving conditions, etc. All right. Point number two that we're going to cover is Austin's best tip. The one thing that I've seen that's been very successful, now granted this market, I've probably reviewed hundreds of offers and written hundreds of offers for buyers. The one thing that seems to stand out, again, given that all the basic stuff like a clean offer, pre-approved buyer, etc., the one thing after all the basics are covered is an appraisal deficit coverage. What that means, if a buyer makes a very high offer, it doesn't necessarily mean that the bank is going to borrow all that money for that high offer, right? Because a bank, they want to protect their money. So if you're buying a $200,000 house, the bank wants to borrow you $200,000, but make sure it's worth $200,000. What if it's only worth $100,000, right? The bank doesn't want to give you $200,000 only to find out it's worth $100,000. Right? And then if you don't make a payment, they're stuck with a $100,000 house, even though they borrowed you $200,000, right? That's where the appraisal comes in. That's an expert opinion of value based on other homes that have recently sold. We're seeing some appraisal issues right now with prices drastically going up. Appraisals haven't quite caught up yet, right? So we're seeing some appraisal issues where maybe a buyer writes on this $200,000 house that we're using as an example. Buyer writes an offer for $240,000, appraisal comes back in at $210,000, right? Can the buyer cover the difference? Or are they in a spot where they can only pay $210,000, right? So as a seller, you want to make sure that that buyer can cover that deficit so that when they make that offer at $240,000, you know that you're getting $240,000. They're not going to offer you $240,000 and then bait and switch, or essentially when the appraisal comes back, come back and say, hey, $210,000 is the most we're willing to pay, right? And as a buyer, if you have the means, right, not everybody does, and if you don't, obviously you got to work with the cards that you're dealt, or we work with the situation that you're in. But if you have the means to cover a deficit, that may be a good idea if it's something that you're comfortable doing, right? So that's the one tip that I've seen have a great amount of success here in this market. Number three, Austin's prediction on where the market's going. Quite simply, I would say that I see the market being hot for quite a bit longer. I don't think it's going to just quickly take a downturn. The biggest thing is because there is so much demand for homes. There is literally 3, 6, 9 months of supply that needs to come in just to meet the current demand that's out there. So I see that prices are going to continue to stay great, or stay pretty, on the climb, at least through the summer and into fall. And a lot of experts predict, a lot further, maybe another year or two of this market. From what I personally see, I would say at least 6 to 9 months of continued market to what we have now. Hopefully longer. I love this market. The market is what it is. A lot of agents don't like it because it's exhausting, right? Buyers are having a hard time getting their offers accepted. As an agent, maybe we have to write 5-6 offers on homes, and that can be exhausting, right? It's an opportunity for the top agents to thrive in this market because we know what we're doing and we know how to navigate the space. I love this market, and I think that our team is doing an excellent job navigating it, and so I'm excited to be a part of it. One thing I have seen is that in the last couple of weeks, I've seen a lot of people kind of get tired. Both buyers and agents are starting to get a little bit exhausted. Buyer fatigue is a real thing. If you're running a marathon, right, and the end isn't in sight, it's easy to drop off on the side. Same thing as an agent, right? When you write 3-4 offers for a buyer and they all get rejected, it's very tough to continue to deliver that service that they need to get that offer, to get them into a house, right? So what does that mean though? As a buyer, don't quit yet. Continue to fight the good fight. Continue to work on getting into that home, because right now, what I've seen in just the last week or so, there's been definitely some opportunities for buyers to get their offers accepted, for agents to step up and get their clients into homes. You just have to be willing to put in the work and continue to work really hard. Mentally, as an agent, if you think that if your buyer's offer is not going to get accepted, or they're not, worth writing offers for, that's definitely what's going to happen out when you're writing offers for them. So one thing is, for us, is we're continuing to work hard for our clients, and it's exciting to see them get into homes. So that's a quick market update. Hope everyone's doing well. We'll catch you around.